Good evening, friends. Hello. How are you? I hope you all doing well. My name is Hima Sharma. I'm again with you with the next presentation, that is the stability study. We have seen already in previous presentation about the stability study. There is the another part of that presentation. So let's discuss stability study. What is the stability study? Stability study is a documented study program for a product in influence of different environmental condition for assurance of quality of a product up to a time frame. Means in a particular time frame, in the influence of different environmental condition, what is the quality of my product that is going to be business in the market is compiled in a document, and this documented study is known as stability study. As per ICH Q1A R2, which is very well known stability guideline with us, say the purpose of stability testing is to provide evidence on how the duality of the drug substance or drug product varies with time under the influence of a variety of environmental factors such as temperature, humidity, light, and to establish a retest period for the drug substance or a shelf life of the drug product and recommended storage condition of our product. According to WHO TRS 1010 2018 Annex 10, the purpose of stability testing is to provide evidence of how the quality of an API or finished product varies with time under the influence of a variety of environmental factors such as temperature, humidity, and light. The stability testing program also includes the study of the product related factors that influence its quality. For example, interaction of the API with the excipients, container closure system, and the packing of the materials. A fixed dose combination finished products. The interaction between the two or more APIs also has to be considered. This is a stability study. How can we conduct the stability study? As per our previous discussion in process validation, when a product introduced in the formulation site or my site, and after validation completed, the product introduced into the stability study. So when product comes into the stability study in my site, I have to consider a program or conduct a program that is known as stability study. Current guideline for stability study, the best guideline is ICH guideline Q1AR2, then WHO guideline Annex 10 as per WHO TRS 1010. As per EU guideline, volume 4, good manufacturing practice, chapter quality control, there is already mentioned about the ongoing stability program. In Health Canada guideline of good manufacturing practice, there is also description about the stability program and mention the guideline of ICH Q1A, Q1F, etc. As per TJ guideline, stability testing for prescription medicines, ongoing stability testing for listed and complementary medicines. So these are the guidelines. So what are the requirements for stability study? The word is divided into the 4 parts: zone 1, zone 2, zone 3rd, zone 4th, and zone 4th in the 2 part, zone 4th A, zone 4th B. In zone 1st, temperate zone. 21 degrees centigrade plus minus 2 degrees centigrade, and 45% RH plus minus 5% RH. In zone second, Mediterranean or subtropical zone, 25 degrees centigrade plus minus 2 degrees centigrade, 60% RH plus minus 5% RH. Zone third, hot and dry zone, 30 degrees centigrade plus minus 2 degrees centigrade, and 35% RH plus minus 5% RH. Zone 4th A, hot, humid, tropical zone, 30 degrees centigrade plus minus 2 degrees centigrade, 65% RH plus minus 5% RH. Zone 4th B, hot, higher humidity, 30 degrees centigrade plus minus 2 degrees centigrade, 75% RH plus minus 5% RH. Some products are recommended for different storage condition, like refrigerator frozen condition. For refrigerator condition, 5 degrees centigrade plus minus 3 degrees centigrade, there is a no humidity requirement. For frozen product, minus 20 degrees centigrade plus minus 5 degrees centigrade, no humidity requirement. Then what is the escalated condition? Means for the worst condition study for my product, I have to do the escalated stability study. So escalated ambient is 40 degrees centigrade plus minus 2 degrees centigrade and 75% RH plus minus 5% RH. Escalated refrigerator, 25 degrees centigrade plus minus 2 degrees centigrade, 60% RH plus minus 5% RH. Then escalated frozen, 5 degrees centigrade plus minus 2 degrees centigrade, and there is no humidity requirement. So how can I decide which zone should be studied for my product? If I want to choose my market, I want to market my product in different country, I have to see in the world where is my country lies. For this, there is a WHO guideline, Annex 2, which can help us for zone determination. If you go through on this guideline, you can see the requirement of different country as per different zone. Then what is the intermediate condition? As per ICH, intermediate condition is 30 degrees centigrade plus minus 2 degrees centigrade and 65% RH plus minus 5% RH. In the case of long term, there up to applicant to decide whether the long-term stability study are preferred 25 plus minus 2 degrees centigrade, 65% RH plus minus 5% RH, or 30 degrees centigrade plus minus 2 degrees centigrade, 65% RH plus minus 5% RH. If 30-65 is the long-term condition, there is no intermediate condition requirement. So we can see here the requirement of condition to be studied. Now, how can we do the study? Then we should know some things about our product and study. Let's discuss a brief about that. The design of the formal stability study for the drug product should be based upon the knowledge of the behavior and property of the drug substance, and from stability study on the drug substance and on experience guidance from the clinical formulation study. The likely change on the storage and the rationale of the selection of distributors to be tested in the formal stability study should be stated. Means I have some previous data at the time of development, at the time of choosing API. So at that particular experience, we have to decide, we have to select our stability study for our product. Photostability is very important test. Photostability testing should be conducted on at least one primary batch of the drug product, if applicable. The standard condition for the stability testing are described in ICH Q1B. selection of batches. Data from stability study should be provided on at least 3 primary batches of the drug product. The 3 primary batches should be the same formulation and package, the same container closure system as proposed to marketees, as proposed for marketing. The manufacturing process used for primary batches should simulate that to be applied to production batches and should provide product of the same quality and meeting the same specification as that intended for marketing. There is also a requirement in the case of formulation in 3 batches, at least 2 lot of the batch of raw material should be used, API should be used. Container closure system stability. Testing should be conducted on the dosage form package in the container closure system proposed for marketing. Okay, including as the appropriate any secondary packaging and container label. Then what is the specifications? Stability study should be include testing of those attributed of the drug product that are susceptible for changes during the storage. Means the parameter that I have to select for the specification for stability study should be that influence due to the environmental condition and are likely to influence the quality, safety and efficacy of my product. The testing should cover as appropriate the physical, chemical, biological and microbiological attributes, preservative contents, example antioxidant, antimicrobial preservatives. The functionality test, example for a dose delivery system. Analytical procedures should be fully validated and stability indicated. Means the AMV, analytical method validation, should be choose that is stability indicating. Now, frequency of the testing. So, for the different condition, there is the requirement of frequency also different. In the case of escalated study, at the escalated storage condition, a minimum of 3 points, including initial and final, means 0, 3 and 6 months from a 6-month study is recommended. In this case, if the party or our customer require the additional testing at the time of 6 months, we have to provision we have described in our protocol. If the customer or market required further study for the escalated, so we can do further study also as per ICH guideline. Then long-term study. For the long-term study, frequency of testing should be sufficient to establish the stability profile of the drug product. For the products with the proposed shelf life for at least 12 months, the frequency of testing at the long-term storage condition should be normally be every 3 months over the first year, every 6 months over the second year, and annually therefore through the proposed shelf life. Means if I say my product is stable up to the 12 months, then at the first year I have to do the frequency for analysis at least every 3 months. Means 3, 6, 9 and 12. In second year, if I increase the shelf life, in the second year there should be at least 6 month frequency. Means 18, then 24. And then after second year, there should be the annually frequency. Then we come with intermediate study. Testing at the intermediate storage condition is called for a result of significant change at the escalated storage condition. A minimum 4 time point, including the initial and final time point, that is 0, 6, 9, 12 months from a 12-month study is recommended. Means if a significant change observed in escalated condition, we call the intermediate condition, and in the case of intermediate condition, there should be 4 time points, 0, 6, 9 and 12. So This is the frequency of our study. Then we here significant change. So what is the significant change? In journal, significant change for the drug product is defined as per ICH guideline, a 5% change in the assay from the initial value or failure to meet the acceptance criteria of the potency when using biological or immunological procedure. Number 2, any degradation products exceed its acceptance criteria. Number 3, failure to meet the acceptance criteria for the appearance, physical attributes, and functionality test. Example, color, face separation, resuspensibility, caking hardness, dose delivery per acquisition. However, some changes in the physical attribute, example, softening of supplementaries, melting of the cream, may be expected under the escalated condition and as appropriate for the doses form. Number 4, failure to meet the acceptance criteria for the pH. Number 5, failure to meet the acceptance criteria for the dissolution for 12 doses unit. Means when you analyze the dissolution test and use the 6 doses form for the analysis and get any results, and anyhow you are going to S2 condition and analysis 6 more doses form, then you have the 12 values of 12 doses unit, then it's not under the acceptance criteria. This part come into the significant change. Next, what is the minimum requirement of submission the data for the regulatory? So in the case of long term, either we use 2560 or 3065, 12-month data is required for submission. In case of intermediate, where 3065 is used, 6-month data is required for submission. In the case of escalated, 40-75% data of 6 months is required for submission. It's up to you. Either you use 2560 as a long term, either you use 3065 as a long term. If you use 3065 as a long term, then there is no intermediate condition. In the case of drug product indented for storage in a refrigerator, the long term requirement 5 degrees centigrade plus minus 3 degrees centigrade, 12-month data is required for submission. In the case of escalated, 25 degrees centigrade plus minus 2 degrees centigrade, 60% RH plus minus 5% RH, 6-month data is required. In the case of the product indented for storage in freezer, long-term data minus 20 degrees centigrade plus minus 5 degrees centigrade, 12-month data is required. Escalated condition 5 degrees centigrade plus minus 3 degrees centigrade or 25 degrees centigrade plus minus 2 degrees centigrade, 6-month data is required. Now, how can we arrange the chamber? So friends, the capacity of the chamber defined by the volume, liter. There should be a rack system with the sensor that could be indicate the temperature and humidity record. There should be periodically validation and calibration program for stability chambers. On routine basis, there should be a monitoring program of temperature and humidity. In SOPs, there should be clearly mentioned how can excretion, means humidity excretion or temperature excretion, or deviation from the required temperature and humidity shall be handled. How can we have to handle? Periodically cleaning, maintenance of the stability chamber should be the part of our SOP. There should be a clearly documented procedure for stability chamber opening and closing with justification. What is the procedure of batch charging into the stability chamber? A protocol should be prepared where following point should be covered. Which SOP governed the protocol preparation? What is the product name, batch number, manufacturing date, expiry date, Vendor, which vendor, what is the content of the formulation, API and excipient status, stability program of our product. So to know the stability protocol preparation, stability report preparation, there is a example. You can refer the example, come with your formats, use to develop in your format also. Like this, ABC Pharmaceutical Limited, this is the company name, this is the stability protocol, this is the protocol number, that should be from the our SOP. This is the front page which mention about the company name, protocol name, your product name. There should be the sign off system of prepared by, checked by, verified by, approved by QA and QC. Then content where we use to as an index. Then there should be the information about the product name, generic name, label claim, protocol number, reference SOP, objective of this protocol, reason for stability study, either this is new product, validation batch, API vendor change, primary packing change, yearly batch, other, any other reason. Stability study conducted to which condition? 4075 or 3070 or 3065, 3560, 28, photo stability, other, this should be mentioned here. What is the packaging detail? Then this is for the batch number and other detail of our batches. Then what is the formulation? A brief description about the formulation of the product. Then what is the specification and what is the parameter attribute, specification attribute we are using to study. Then what is our program, what is the sampling log, and what is the report at last. So first of all, stability program. In the case of stability program, we have to mention product name, strength, pack, reason for stability, packing orientation, batch number, date in means what is the date of charging, packing date, batch number, manufacturing site, etc. Now, which stability condition we are going to study? 4075 as escalated, intermediate, long-term condition. Total number of sample in each condition, like this, 60 into 10T means tablet, means 10 tablets stripped into 6. This is the sample quantity for each condition. Extra sample each condition, 3 into 10T. Extra sample for any other study. If you got any significant change or any other study, you can use extra sample. Then there is the parameter and requirement. Which parameter is required in which station? In the case of escalated, we have divided into 1, 2, 3, 6. Initial stage, for the initial stage, you can use the finished product release COA, or either you can use here 0-month analysis also. So this is the stability program for escalated, intermediate and long term. There is mention sample are capped at 30-65 RH for intermediate condition study to be analyzed only if required. As we see in our slide, at the time of significant change, we call the intermediate condition. After that, this is the sampling log. Means there should be mentioned our product name, batch number, batch size, then what is the bag, what is the quantity, any remark if you have, then stability initial date, charge date, total quantity, loaded date, then there is the withdrawal date, how much quantity withdraw and how much quantity balance, who sampled, date and time. Same for the condition of intermediate, same condition for the long-term condition. If you are not withdrawing, then for example, in the case of 3065, 1 month sample cannot be withdrawn. So there should be no or NA. Same for the second batch and then same for the third batch. So this is the two part. We have seen and observed first what is the stability program and then what is the sampling log. All these things currently handled with laboratory management system, software also. You can program or use the software also for the all of these things. So this is the brief description about the protocol. Now come to our slide. There is the report also. Now see what is the report format. This is our report format where we mention the company name. Here we mention stability report, product, reference number of our protocol, prepared by, checked by, verified by. This is the description about the product. This is the values, what was the initial third. If we use for the escalated condition, there should be 1, 2, 3 and 6. As per this, we can use the format, okay, for summary of a result. Prepared by, checked by, verified by. This is all for the 3 batches. So we can report, we can prepare the summary report in this way. Now come with our slide. So we have seen how can we prepare the protocol and report. It's up to you. Either you are using the software or you are using as per your format. But the minimum requirement here I mention here in our report and protocol system. Now, what for the shelf life of our product, there is the another guideline, evaluation for stability study Q1E, where mention in which condition what should be the shelf life of our product. Next, let's see about the warning letters. Friends, we have already seen what is the requirement for stability study for the product. What is the regulatory requirement for stability of the product? Each and everything should be the regulated way, compiled way, documented way. Data integrity norms should be there. So let's see, at the time of 2015 to 2019, for every 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 types of the warning letter, there is stability testing. In the case of 2018-2019 also, there is the stability testing also in top 5. Here we have seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in which 15 warning letters for stability testing, and in the October 2018 to June 2019, 17 warning letters related to stability testing. Even at the 2015, you can see all of things from the FDA side also. The in the 2015 warning letter, the official high performance liquid chromatography impurity data of -mg tablet batch 3-month stability time point at the 25 degrees centigrade, 60% RH only include the most favorable result obtained from multiple test results without any justification. The data from this batch was submitted to US FDA as the exhibit batch. So you can see which type of warning letter related to stability observed in 2015. Even in January 2020. There is the another warning letter. You can see this warning letter on the side of FDA also. This is for only for information purpose. Don't take otherwise. Which type of warning letter we can found if we follow the regulatory requirement for the stability study. Your firm handled to establish the follow an adequate written testing program designed to assess the stability characteristic of the drug product and to use result of stability testing to determine appropriate storage condition, expiration date, 21 CFR 211.166A. Means the firm does not have an adequate stability testing program to demonstrate that the chemical and microbiological characteristic of your over-the-counter drug product remain acceptable throughout their labeled expiry period. A. You did not have long-term stability data to support the 3 years expiry date assigned for your dash product. Your product expiry date were based on only 3 months escalated stability testing. Your escalated stability testing data is also inadequate because you tested the sample only at the dash and not at appropriate interval. In addition, you release the distribution, you commercial size batch of dash in US market before completing the 3-month escalated stability study. So friend, don't take otherwise. You can see on the FDA side which type of the observation related to stability study can found. This is the another B part in which the example are given. Your stability program include only a research and development batch and the commercial batch. No additional batch were placed on stability throughout the life cycle of your product. So all the things we have learned, we have seen in this slide also, in our guidelines also. So we have to follow all these things in a proper way as per the requirement. So you can see all of these things. You have to improve your procedure. You have to compile your all the component of the stability study. If we will not do this type of things, we also found the different type of the observations. So dear friends, this is all about the stability study from the my side. This is very brief description. You can see, you can learn, you can know about different guidelines, what is the requirement, what is the basic requirement of stability study. So if any other quality, please write me on the comment box or mail at my mail ID that is shown here. And thank you friends. Thanks for your kind presence here. And I really thankful to you to be with me. Thank you friends. I will come back with another topic. Till then, be happy, be safe. Thank you so much.